Pastor Josh and I got married 15 years ago. We celebrated this last August 15 years. And at our premarital counseling, it was kind of fun. We were in Springfield, Missouri. We had this great pastoral couple who was counseling us. And they gave us this test called the expectations test. And we couldn't see each other's answers. And on the paper, it would have all these different lists of who does the finances, who does the cleaning, how much time do you expect to spend with them, all these expectations. And then it had a column that said wife, husband, or both. So I did my test, Pastor Josh did his test, and then the next counseling session, we came together. Well, let me tell you, what I expected him to do was not what he expected to do, and vice versa. And our worlds were opened up at that moment. How many of you know what I'm talking about when you got married? You thought, oh, surely my wife's going to cook and going to clean and do all these things. And the wife believes it's going to be both of you, right? So here, going into marriage, going into relationships, we have these expectations. We think, oh, this is the car that I want to drive. You guys like this hot pink Barbie car? Super awesome. Anybody ever want a convertible like this? Come on. Look, we got a couple of women raising their hands. We have these expectations that I'm going to have this, or maybe this is the kind of job I'm going to have, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of money, and this is what I'm going to do with my money. I'm going to buy a house, and I'm going to do this, and then we're going to have this many children. You like my dolls? I just had to rate all my kids' stuff. So we have these expectations in life. But you know what? Before we go anywhere, we need to start by dealing with unrealistic expectations. Look to your neighbor and say, do you have unrealistic expectations? See, this is where it is, right here. We want people to be perfect in our life. We want them to take care of every need, be there for us, cheer us up, always be loving and understanding and kind. But newsflash, there's no one perfect here, okay? If you are, you better get out of this church because you're going to get imperfect really quickly, all right? We don't have perfect people. And no matter how much they love you and how good they are, they're bound to make mistakes. They're bound to mess up and do things that you don't like. They're human. Everyone say human. See, love helps give your spouse or those in your life permission to be human. See, if we're going to have good relationships, we have to have some grace. We have to think of that person and not expect them to be perfect. We've got to let them mess up sometimes. I remember Pastor Josh and I, we've been through a lot in our marriage, and at times I expected so much from him that every time he didn't do what I wanted, I made him feel bad, or it's like he couldn't reach my expectations, and it's like I put him in a prison. When you have such unrealistic expectations of those around you, it's like you keep them bound because there's no freedom, there's no grace. They feel like they're walking on eggshells. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I don't want to be a part of a relationship where you're walking on eggshells. And I had to realize I had to change my unrealistic expectations. See, maybe you cooked this amazing meal, ladies. You worked hard all day long, and your husband comes home and he doesn't even say thank you. Oh, no, he didn't. You take his plate and you say, forget you. You go to Pizza Hut or something like that. Or maybe with a friend. You had included a friend and brought them along with you for a good outing. But then the next time you get left out from that friendship when somebody else is doing something. Are we going to let those moments ruin our relationships, or are we going to have some grace?